contradictory set of numbers here, at least on the surface. Let's show you what we mean here. So this is the image of the Democratic Party right now compared to the Republican Party. And you can see, first of all, look at this. Positive for the Democrats, 22. For the Republicans, 36. This is from CNBC's latest poll. This is something that we were finding in our own NBC poll at the start of this year, the start of the second Trump term. Democrats much less popular, more unpopular than Republicans. And again, at 22% positive, 55% negative, you're looking at some of the worst numbers the Democratic Party has had in terms of its image in decades. So this is about as bad as it's gotten for the Democrats. And yet, when I say contradictory numbers, this is what I mean. From this new CNBC poll, they asked about which party you'd like to see control Congress after the 26 midterms. And lo and behold, the Democrats are ahead here. They're ahead by 5 points. So the party has not been this unpopular in decades, and yet is 5 points ahead on the generic congressional ballot. Is that contradictory? Is that possible? How could that be? We'll dive inside the numbers, and this starts to give you a window into it. So first of all, we're taking a look here at Republicans. Republicans' view of their own party. This is what you normally expect. It's overwhelmingly positive. About 3 in 4 Republicans with a positive view of the Republican Party, single digits negative. There are some neutral. Now take a look at Democrats here. Totally different story. Totally atypical story. We're not used to seeing voters feel this way about their own party. Less than half of Democrats have a positive view of the Democratic Party. A majority of Democrats have either a negative or neutral view of their own party. So that's why the Democratic number is so low, so particularly low. There's dissent within the Democratic Party. But the key for Democrats right now, when you look at that generic ballot number I just showed you, is these are not voters. These voters who are dissatisfied with the Democratic Party, they're not defecting when it comes to the midterm election, at least not right now. Again, let's show you. This is the generic ballot. Democrats by 5 points. Break it down 2 ways here. These are the folks who make up the 49% who say they'd like Democrats to control Congress. Among those voters, only 44% have a positive impression of the Democratic Party, 30% negative, 26% neutral. That's a coalition that's not really for the Democrats maybe as much as it is against the Republicans. Now take a look at the other side of it, the 44% who say they want Republicans to control Congress. Again, overwhelmingly positive toward the Republicans, only 5% with a negative view. This is something we are not used to seeing, but it's an important point because we're going to be watching this generic congressional ballot over the next year plus as 26 takes shape. Democrats want to see that generic ballot stay at this level, even be higher. This is important to keep in mind. Every time you see polls showing the Democrats with very low popularity numbers, it doesn't necessarily mean, that's what these numbers are telling us, doesn't necessarily mean that they can't still win the House despite being incredibly unpopular. It's because the unpopularity is coming from Democrats themselves who maybe think the party isn't fighting Trump hard enough. Maybe they don't like the party's leaders. Whatever their dissatisfaction is, it is not translating into votes for Republicans, Ryan, at least not right now.
Okay.